I was wondering.
Out of all of us, who has the most hit adjust with dex with bows?
You and
I
Lafdul.
don't know.
Is there any way of making bullets for the sling?
Not out of wood.
I guess you could do a spike. No, not even a spiky ball would work for a sling.
Wouldn't penetrate. But sling bullets don't work that way. They're bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take. Depending on Braxton, I'll take 2 arrows of the willow.
Is that okay with you, Braxon?
I
I mean, you're
well,
the one that made them.
Yeah. That's why I said depending on Braxton.
yeah. Well, I don't know if Braxton even offered them. Well, Braxton comes back in and says, "I've managed to make 4 arrows out of willow. They might break if you shoot anyone other than Ockar." And then no, we won't shoot Ockar. Anyone other than Ryoto. But they might be useful.
I could give it a shot. I still say I could take 2 of them. Because I'm.
Well, you've got magic arrow, haven't you?
1. I only have 1 left,
You
and
also
that's
have
only
silver
1
arrows.
shot. I also have silver arrows. Yes.
Yeah.
I have no idea if silver will work on him. According to what I've heard, willow's the weakness, not silver.
So you have more than anyone else. So you have actually more
Who else?
possibilities.
Who else can shoot arrows?
I have a bow.
Right.
I technically can, but...
No, I know mine's a crossbow, so I can't use arrows. I can only use bolts.
You got a crossbow, not a bow.
Uh-huh.
I wonder, could you make a bolt like that? Oh, that would break so easily. Never mind.
Well, what about if I give 2 to Lafdul and keep 2 myself?
That sounds like the most even way of doing it.
Alright.
And then we can see whether your silver arrows work. We'll swap around.
I'm just gonna go in with my sword if needed.
The crew have also made enough extra stakes. I know some of you in the haste couldn't get your stakes to work, so we've got enough stakes for everyone to have one.
I already had my. I managed to do mine.
It's just the casters that didn't.
Well, I'm just assuming that they finished up enough so that everyone can have one. I mean, if someone in particular wants to have 2 or something like that, and everyone else wants 1, I'm fine with that too. I mean, you can have within reason, 1 or 2 each. It's fine with me.
1,000.
On my...
I mean, just say, yes, I'll take 1. Done. Or no, I won't take 1. Done. That's... Don't waffle about it, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give some of the willow bark tea to what's her name, the cook, and gonna tell Noberon and the cook to brew the tea and make Homiko drink it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You tell them that it's willow bark tea?
Yes.
Okay. The cook nods. She's familiar with it and gets to making some. And
did they make any from the stuff I gave them before?
That I don't know but Homiko wasn't there anyway.
What did you give before? I don't. Oh,
we gave her a few bags of the tea, but we don't know whether she actually drank any because she wasn't there.
Yeah, didn't you return to give them that after?
Yeah, something
she'd gone?
like that.
Yeah, it was after she was gone.
It was after she was gone, but I don't know if the person would have had some still.
Well, okay, if we told them to make absolutely certain that she drinks a lot of willow bark tea.
They would have used their own. So she used some of her own to make it.
That way, if he tries to drink her blood, it'd be like, oh god, tastes like willow.
Garlic, help!
Alright, so, is there anything
think...
anyone else wants to do before, nightfall kind of thing?
Yes.
Alright.
I want to take the books and the scrolls to Mayobaba.
Okay, what is your overall goal?
My goal is to see...
if you
let her answer.
Hold on.
Hello!
Let her answer.
I think I know my own goals much better than you do.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
So Leva wants to go there. She wants to see whether it's something useful and whether Mayo Baba even understands what is written on those scrolls. Maybe get a quick translation if possible. Or if not possible, then at least let Leva know. Give Leva an overview on what's written there.
Okay.
And if Lafdul were to come with his books, it would be even more useful.
Well, I thought Lafdul took the books and you. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I took the scrolls. I took the scrolls.
No. I had it reversed in my head, and I started to say it, and it was kept coming out right, and I was like, wait, no, it was right. All right.
I've got one question.
Well, first of all, Lafdul, would you have given her the books, or would you have gone with her?
I would have gone with her, but why don't you just ask the Master residents if any of them can read it first?
Maybe she wants to keep it, not in case there's something dangerous there.
I have to say that the few times I've seen Mayo Baba, she actually, I think she knows about it. And she was able to pass on some useful knowledge once we managed to give her the information that she needed. I don't know, looking at priests, maybe it's personal prejudice. I wouldn't trust them. Would Leva trust him? Not as much as someone like Mayo Baba.
I'm not going to object, so I'll just put my full out there.
I've got a question for our spellcasters.
Before they go, or after they get back?
Before they go, maybe.
Okay.
Because it could be something where they learn a spell. We've recovered a number of items that this creature gave to Homoko. Does anyone know any spells, or know of someone on Brow that could cast a spell where we could use these items to track down the creature?
Well, we could take maybe one or two things with us to Mayo Baba and check it out.
I think you should take all of them.
Oh, okay. On the other hand, Higgimus, are they still here, or have they been taken?
No, he already sent them. He already sent them back to the ship.
Well, we can pick them up from the ship.
You can.
How much time would that need?
I mean, I'm not too concerned about time. I'll let you know if it's going to be too much time. I'll put it that way.
Okay. What do all of you think? Shall we take the clothes and the gifts and present them to Mayo Baba? Maybe she knows how to find the gift giver using those items.
I doubt she'll tell you anything. You'd actually have to see a normal priest if you're referring to the magical spell.
Right. Well, whoever. You guys are the experts. I think Higgimus calls you finger wagglers.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Braxon referred to a divination spell. That requires a sacrificed item relevant.
Oh, I
well, then sacrifice one of these.
Well, Braxon isn't referring to any specific spell. He doesn't know spells. He's just saying, can you do something like that?
Yeah,
well, Leva only knows wizard spells. She doesn't really know priest spells at all. So she doesn't know anything on how to figure out where these things come from.
Well, one of you knows. You did it before.
That was with Ockar in his priesthood, I think.
Right. Well, let's go with Ockar and go to whoever found the thing.
They have to prepare the spell as well.
Yeah, that's fine. So we can put in a request and maybe it gets done tomorrow or the day after or whatever.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm just saying,
there's no harm in it.
Right now, I want to go to Mayo Baba. I want to show her
We'll do Mayo Baba first.
And everything else for at least Leva can wait.
The other thing I'm wondering, if we're going to move Homoko out of her room temporarily, can we use Homoko's room as a trap and try to get the creature into the room and kill it?
Why not?
I already pointed out that the room with the window is actually separate from her room. So we can just post people inside the other room, the room that's connected to her room, with the window in it.
Can't you just seal off the window for tonight?
I don't think that would be a good idea. If a shapeshifter like that comes along, we wouldn't even notice, even with a sealed off window.
All right. Well, how about this? Let's handle the trip to Myobaba first, since it's still afternoonish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, unless you're really worried about him coming and attacking right now, and you want to get this all taken care of first, that's okay too. But everyone should agree. Like, I mean, if Lafdul and Leva are like, "Now we're gonna go to Myobaba anyway," then they're just gonna go off and do that.
Yeah.
Leva is about to leave.
Okay.
I'm going with Leva. It's fine.
I'm not sure Braxon will be back in time because you said it would take some time for him to make the arrows, didn't you?
Yeah.
Higgimus will be at the house.
So this is either happening. You know, you're bringing this up before you've left. Essentially, is what I'm saying.
Ah, right. Okay.
All right, so Leva and Lafdul, did you want to go get the items that Higgimus sent back to the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Lafdul?
You can do. I don't think, this is just me, I don't think it'll merit anything off of her.
No,
I think there can be some other priests.
Well, let me put it this way: do you
I'm not
think
objecting.
Right, but it's not
Let's
that.
do it.
Right.
Let's do it.
It's a question of whether you do it or don't do it. If you don't care one way or the
we
other,
do it.
then just...
Yes, we do it.
Yeah. All right.
We do it.
So you get the stuff, and you go to Myobaba's shop, carrying the books and the scrolls. And how are you going to ask her about them? Like, what do you want to ask first?
Well, I'm going to tell her about the afternoon, what happened. And about the shapeshifters and the different, at least the creatures I've seen. And I asked Lafdul to describe the creatures that he's seen and how they looked as humanoids and how they looked as monsters and how the Ryuto just disappeared and another one just disappeared as well, etc., just a whole lot. And then I tell her that we looked through the house bit and we found the scroll and the books. And would she mind taking a look at those? And also, despite her having said that the gifts are probably nothing, would she mind having a look at those? And maybe would she have an idea that we could use those to trace back to the gift giver?
She listens to your description of the creatures and tells you that the small ones were Tengu, and the big ones are Oni. And then she takes a look at the books and the scrolls, flips through them real quick, and kind of not, picks up one, begins flipping through it, and just like drops it back on the table and says, "Nah, just stories. Romantic tragedies.
Useful. Nothing useful?
Nah. Maybe someone who collect books. Old language, though.
Oh?
Not many know it.
Okay.
You seem to know it.
Myobaba knows many things.
Right.
Language not from Kozakura or Wa, from elsewhere. I pick it up in travels.
Okay.
It's not a known language, then.
It's not a language that I gave a name to, I'll put it that way. It's from another Oriental world other than the Forgotten Realms. She kind of fingers through the bag of jewelry and looks at the kimono and says, "Just normal items. Sell, give away. It's fine. Not important. You say you not kill Kizoku?"
Correct.
Hold on. She goes back into the book, back into the other room, and brings back out that large book, and flips through it.
He keeps saying he keeps disappearing all the time.
Yes, spirits can disappear from sight. It normal.
Can we track them?
Mayhap.
We had a
Can you
potion
track?
of.
Did he walk? I not know.
We had a
Magical
potion of
tracking.
ESP, but they had disappeared. We couldn't trace their thoughts.
Ah, potion of mind reading. If he not there, you not read his thoughts.
Ah, God, so useful.
Tell it as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think he not done yet, though. She points to a passage in the book and describes it as part of a story about how the Kizoku does not give up easily on his prey.
Mm-hmm. That's what we assumed. We think he'll be back.
Good bet. Can't
Is
say
there any
how,
way
when, or how, though.
Is there any way we could trap him?
Can
you trap animal? Sure.
Do you know in any specific way?
No, I not know. Don't know any special way.
Do they use magic like we do? Like any singular waggler does, for a bad way of explaining it? Or do they use something else?
Spirits not learn magic way humans do. Not cast it the way humans do.
Here,
it different.
I noticed. I want to bring
You're
it
not
up.
there.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Lafdul.
you're not there.
there.
You're not there though.
I'm reminding some.
Yeah, but you're not there. You're not there to remind them of anything.
All right.
Tell me, do they have a limit on the number of times that they can cast a spell, or that they can turn invisible, or something, stuff like that?
Perhaps. Many do.
Oh, okay.
They have a resting period then.
Yes, sometimes once every few days, once a day, sometimes multiple times per day. Depend on spirit, depend on power.
And the Kizoku?
I not know. I never encountered one before.
Okay. Can they teleport? You know that.
Can they move from place to place at will?
Yes.
Some spirits can. This one, not know. Very vague on powers. Powers focus on deception, on mind. If it has this power, stories not say.
So tell me, if I see this right, so the Kizoku decides that there's this woman that I take it's a he, needs to have, correct? What does he actually? What does he actually do? He selects a prey. What does he actually do then? How does he catch her? How does this process work?
Story not specific. It talk about it romancing her. Then she turn on husband, lover. That seemed to be element of what it need. After that, how it feed on her? Not know. Not sure anyone never see before.
So he was actually honest when he said he wants her to marry.
Possibly.
And she would then turn on her husband. What do you mean? Will she kill him?
Some stories indicate so. Like I say, I only know from stories.
Okay. Is there anyone who knows more about them?
Sure. Not here, though.
Who?
Ask silly question, get silly answer.
Right. Have you found anything more that you could give us so we could get rid of him better? Aside from the willow bark tea?
Unfortunately, no. Everything I know from book, from stories, I tell you what I know. Not a common creature.
Okay. I turn to Lafdul and say, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure either, really. We're just going to have to attempt to trap it and fight it off.
Mm-hmm. Just Mario Baba, do you think if he was to attack tonight, would he come in invisible, or would he try and get hurt? Would he charm her to come to the window? Or what do you think he would do?
I not know this Kazoku.
Okay.
What have other Kazokus done? My English failed now.
Stories not detail situation like you encounter. Stories usually speak in past tense as things already happen. People discover only later.
So this, am I correct? This is a creature that is actually difficult to beat.
Well, it rare. It focus on deception. Not many know about it. Not many see it come.
Okay. Right.
You have any other question for Mayo Baba?
I don't.
She looks at you, Lafdul. And you?
Yeah, no. No, I want to see a regular priest. I don't say that, but that's what he's thinking.
Okay. So, shall we go?
Well, she's not a priest in the first place, so...
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so you're gonna leave?
We leave?
Yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Well, if she doesn't have anything more to help us. But she actually did help us a lot by telling us more, giving us more information about more details about the Kizoku.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got an idea.
Are you going to go back and tell the rest of the party about what you've found out?
I certainly will.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Lafdul will go on to the priest, to a priest or not, but isn't there one still there? Isn't there one
getting
still?
quite late. Actually,
yeah, it's early evening now. When you return to the party.
Is the priest still there?
Yes.
Okay, there's two things.
So we can actually go with the information we talk to the priest. What does the priest say?
Do you want to tell the party first? Because it sounds like Yeldan has something he wants to bring up.
Okay.
But he can't bring it up unless you tell the party.
So we go back and we tell the party. We actually tell everyone who is there because now it's important that everyone sort of knows what's going on.
Well, this had actually nothing to do with it. This is an idea I came up with while I was thinking of how to beat the invisibility. And I was thinking, have like a flower trap or something. Throw flour on him. So he can't, even if he turns invisible, he's still visible. Kind of thing.
We can see the flower.
Mm-hmm. Flowers walking around.
Well, that was the same thing with my fairy fire, assuming... well, you see the shadows of the fairy fire anyway.
Well, what about the fog as well? The fog should show someone invisible walking away.
No, fog does not. Fairy fire would reveal their location, but not... you'd still have the penalty to hit for them being invisible, but then you'd get the bonus to hit from the fairy fire. And it wouldn't be a case of... And you would know roughly where they are.
Okay.
The thing is that if you have no idea where they are, then you can't hit period, because you're just swinging at air.
Mm-hmm. So what does the priest say?
So he is. When you get back, he is sitting next to Homoko, who's now asleep, sleeping quietly, and he's holding some beads and muttering prayers over her. Do you want to ask?
Leva looks at him, turns around, and walks away.
Okay.
Could I do a religion check to see what he's doing?
Yes, but since it's it's not elven religion, there's going to be a big penalty to it.
I'm just putting it out there. You know, come on, 1. I'm going to get a 1 on this.
I mean, you can try. Go ahead and try.
Yeah, I will gander up the impossible. I have 17.
Okay. You don't understand the language, but you kind of understand, being a priest yourself. He's clearly, speaking prayers over her, and you'd guess that it's some sort of like protection type thing. You don't know if it's magical in nature or just liturgical.
Yeah, I was thinking about casting protection from evil on it. I know it's not the same thing, but
Well, the thing about protection from evil is that it doesn't last that long. I mean,
yeah, that's the downside to it. It's like 10 minutes, something like that. Well, it's 2 turns, something. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I don't. It doesn't like. I mean, it can.
It's only good during combat.
Well, it can prevent charming, but I don't think it can break charm.
Yeah, no, it can't. Not if it's already under effect.
Yeah.
The idea is to prevent it. I need to be aware before it happens. Which is really hard. Alright, well.
You do have a scroll of dispel, too.
Yeah, but I don't think the spell magic works in the same way.
Didn't we use up that scroll to spell magic to get rid of darkness?
No, I use continual light.
Ah. Well, that explains why there was a blast of light that hit it.
Yep.
Well, there's that divination thing. I was looking at the divination spell, but I don't know if priesthood's going to be open this time of night now.
Temples don't really have, like, working hours kind of thing. I mean...
I was looking at the spell divination. That's what I thought Braxon thought he was mentioning that one where you sacrifice an item to gain information about something. That's 4th level.
Yeah, but it's more of a course of action as opposed to something else. Like
I don't remember
trying to get a location on something.
I don't remember what type of spell that was.
It's divination called divination. It's divination under the divination school.
Before someone figured out where the scaver ship was.
Yeah, that was what Ockar did.
Yeah, but that was commune.
Was it?
Yeah. That was literally asking yes/no questions of the deity or his servants.
Yeah, that's a higher level spell, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 5th.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were able to cast it before, so...
Well, I don't know.
I've had a brainwave, but I'm not sure Braxon's back yet. Is it before when Braxon gets back?
No, you can be back by now.
Okay. This thing that's being done to Homoko, do we know if it's did you say charm or whether it's a curse?
The magic that Leva detected on her earlier was of the enchantment charm school of magic.
And I just used detect charm on her as well now.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it was charmed.
Yeah. So that's what you know.
Well, how about? Go on.
No, it's okay.
Although I have noticed, if I were given a situation where I was able to cast protection from evil on her, and then Ryutu attempts to charm her, and then realize he can't do it, he might just give up at that point.
Yeah.
Not likely.
It's just
that's against
thought,
what that's against what Maya Baba said. That they're very what's the word?
Yeah, but he relies on being able to control her.
Not necessarily. He relies on being able to charm her.
How about
I assume that's through magic.
We have no proof that he actually controls her. We have more or less proof that he charmed her, but there's no real control there.
How about my old armor? Well, my old armor had some sort of effect that could do something.
Curse breaker. It had curse breaker on it.
Yeah, would that be any good?
If it's a curse, yeah. I don't know how.
That's what I'm asking the finger waggling people.
I think we want to use it. I think we just have to fight this creature.
I agree.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is, if it's cursed her and we dress her up in the armor, and that takes the curse away,
you could.
Is that how it works?
Spellcraft check.
Is that how it works?
It's only Leva that does that, but yeah.
If Leva, Leva, you can either answer the way you think, or you can try and get more information with like a spellcraft check or something.
Let's try the spellcraft check.
Do need to take spellcraft when you can. Take 2 levels.
Okay, Leva, you know that curses tend to be abjuration type magic.
So it's not the same.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
So I tell Braxon it's not the same. I also pass the gifts back to him, and I tell him they're nothing but street clothes. Sorry, gifts.
I would say that you return them to the ship, just because.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I tell him that the gifts are nothing but gifts. There's nothing special about them. There's nothing.
Braxon goes, shh.
Oh.
Yes, okay. I lower my voice to a whisper, but I do tell him that there's nothing special about those gifts. They're just normal. Good for selling, she said.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, it's bad mojo to keep them around.
Yes. Yes, I most definitely agree with you.
Well, and that's that's why I think you would have returned them to the ship, because no one wanted them away anyway.
Yeah. I was like, does anybody have any other than Lafdul's fairy fire, which is effective, but not necessarily is always gonna. It doesn't seem to work all the time against invisible creatures. We need some other solution to deal with them.
Well.
My mama suggested traps. Nothing magical, but just plain traps.
This level, do you have detect invisibility? That's the 2nd level spell.
No.
Ah.
I don't think so, Mama. No.
I remember
I don't have.
Attempts to learn it.
I failed so many spells that that was terrible.
Would it be hard to get a scroll of it?
Well, it took me quite some time making these willow arrows. We could send the crew out to get some more willow, and we could
scour brawl for willow.
Well, no. I'm just thinking there might be other things we could do, like make willow caltrops or willow crossbow bolts. You know.
Yeah. Well, how would caltrops work?
I don't think you have a whole lot of time left for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
No, we don't have that much time. I'm trying to figure out a way to deal with the invisibility aspect. I think someone should post in this room over here. This time, rather than in the dining chamber. Just sit in this room instead, and then have someone else in the dining chamber, so both exits to her room are covered.
I actually think there should be more people in her room, in Homika's room, than just one.
Well, this isn't really in her room, is the thing, right? It's also quite small.
Well, the creature will be expecting Homiko to be in her room, and if we let it go through the first chamber into her room, we'll have more control over it. Although it might come running through the walls.
The outside walls are not paper.
The internal walls. If we try and fight it in the house, it might go running through the walls.
That's the problem. Is like, I feel like we only have a choice to fight it in the house, because otherwise it's going to get escape.
If
we're lucky, it won't.
If he's really using charms, then he may actually just enchant her to come to him.
Well, in that case, having somebody in damn it.
Well,
in this room will stop her from leaving.
First of all, Nobon will tell you that the priest is going to be watching over her all night and praying over her all night. He's not going home.
Okay. That's one. Does the priest know how to cast a light spell to counter darkness?
He's busy. I will tell you that, number one, I do not have stats for this guy, so that's what I'm going to be working on during the week. Whether he has that spell or not, I don't know. I would have to think about whether that would make sense for what he would be doing.
Okay.
There's no. After hearing what Maya Baba said, it may be that Ryuta now needs a rest period anyway. So
you hit him. Someone hit him.
Yeah, I hit him with a magic arrow.
Yeah. So he and the other creature are injured. So
yeah,
you can keep that in mind.
He's also not against the marriage, and if what Maya Baba told us about these women being turned against their husbands or lovers over a certain time, then he may just let the marriage go along without interfering,
and have her kill the husband or something like that.
Maybe. Yes.
This
is. We have to understand that this is just from stories. I mean, Maya Baba told us all that from one old book, but she says that the people who actually told these stories, it's always been afterwards. So we are in the enviable situation to have to deal with one of these before he's actually done his deed.
Well, let's just set up guard. Then there's nothing more we can really do.
It's a shame we can't dress Lafdul up as a Homiko.
I have a question for Old, actually, considering I've actually still got this spell. I've got the spell of idea, and I'm going to cast it. See if you give us a hint.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
Give me a second to take a look at the spell and decide what I'm going to tell you about. All right, let's see. The spell stimulates the priest's mind to experience a flash of insight. In game terms, the DM reminds the priest's player of a fact or event that has been forgotten, overlooked, or discounted. Thus, the DM might remind the player about an important clue that the priest discovered, but the player did not consider significant. If there are no forgotten facts, the DM may, at his discretion, tell the player of new information relevant to the condition at hand. The DM must be careful in adjudicating use of the spell. The reminder or information should always be relevant and useful, but should not be unbalancing to the situation. The reminder can be cryptic, depending on the DM's campaign. The material component is a gold coin. The spell can be cast only once in any 6-hour period. Okay, so let's see. All right. Give me a little bit of give me a little bit of guidance on why you're casting it. Like, you're not just casting it to get information. I mean, you're trying to get more information about something. So, give me a little bit of guidance about what Lafdul's thinking when he casts this.
Well, I would have asked the party beforehand. Or can I not do that?
I mean, you can, but...
I'm just wondering if we've forgotten something, but I don't know... Something that we might have overlooked. I didn't know.
All right, let me think for a second.
If you're asking us questions beforehand,
yeah, he is.
Then Braxon says to Lafdul, well, one thing I'm wondering is how he keeps turning up where Homoko is. How is he tracking her?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could ask that specifically.
Well, you're not asking anything specifically. I'm trying to get what Lafdul's thinking behind this. Is like, I mean, generally it's like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'll cast this spell, kind of thing, you know. I mean, sometimes it's pretty obvious when you've forgotten something. From my perspective, right now, I don't. So I'm trying to think of what the information might be.
Have we overlooked some research, I suppose? Might be something.
I'm trying to think.
Well, there's there's plus. Where does it go?
Okay, I will tell you this: you cast a spell, you lose the gold coin.
I will deduct.
That is consumed.
I will deduct 1 gold.
And
32.
It suddenly pops into your head that you know you rehear you know the element of about the marriage thing, about that Ryuto was not opposed to it. You haven't forgotten that, but it just comes into your head real strong that he said he was not opposed to it.
I mentioned this to the party.
Maybe we need to...
So in other words, what the spell does is it allows me to emphasize something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm emphasizing, as the dungeon master, that he said that he was not opposed to this marriage.
Perhaps
that's what Leva thought already. That's why she said that.
Perhaps we need to recommend they postpone the marriage.
Not necessary, because they could still be lovers.
No. If he wants her to be married in order to carry out his evil plot, then postponing the marriage would stop him from doing that.
From what Mayo Baba told us, it doesn't really matter whether they are married or not, as long as they are lovers or together.
Well, they're not together yet, are they? They're in different houses.
Yeah. What if what Lafdul's spell is telling him that the marriage is very important to this demon or creature. So that means it has its marriage is probably one of the key points of its thing. Like a lot of these spirits that I've looked up in the, I'm not out of line of saying, have to follow a set of guidelines in order to do their thing. Right? Am I going out of line with that, Ald? With my research?
Not that there's a specific requirement, but there is a trend. Certain spirits always follow certain trends. Like, certain things will always prey on certain types of people in certain conditions. Whether that's a specific requirement or just an a desire on their part, you don't know. But it definitely is it definitely was a case where, like, certain people in certain situations are preyed upon by certain spirits, and certain people in different, people in other situations are preyed upon by other spirits. So they're drawn to specific situations, kind of thing.
Do we actually know that?
Well, I'm telling you that's based on what he...
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the basic, this marriage
we do know
is...
that... Sorry.
This marriage is probably the most important thing to it, from what we've learned. More than likely, it's the marriage has to go through, and then there's something that will happen that it will because of its influence will cause Himiko to lash out against what was the guy's name again? Jindo will cause her to lash out against Jindo, possibly killing him, possibly leading to his death.
So
then the creature will feed on her soul or something like that.
Yeah, because she'd be anguished or something, I guess.
Yeah.
So we
I get it.
Really talk to Jindo. We should really talk to Jindo and
like
his
a broken
father.
heart or something.
No. He is trying to trick her into committing an evil act, which he then feeds on the evil act.
Yeah, but for that they wouldn't need to be married.
No.
Evil. But if you just go and kill someone innocent.
But
you're going against your vow.
Before the marriage, she hasn't made a vow to him. During the marriage, she makes a sacred vow, and the creature gets her to break her vow and feeds off that energy, perhaps.
I don't know.
Well, either way, if we get them to postpone the wedding, we buy more time.
I guess we go and talk to Jindo and his father.
I don't know.
Ask.
I don't know if they'll postpone the wedding, though, is the thing. As we were told we had to figure this out.
Let's go and ask and talk to them.
Okay, Jindo is actually in the household here, because he was here for the planning, and then, of course, when she disappeared and everything like that. So you talk to the pair of them alone, and you lay out your thinking that you think that the marriage is necessary for the spirit, kind of thing. Is that what you're?
Yes, necessary for, and then cause her to kill Jindo somehow.
They understand. Basically, they understand your concerns, but the marriage has to go forward because of the planning and everything like that, and it would be a grave dishonor to both families if they call it off or postpone it, especially over something like a spirit.
So okay. So we tell Jindo that as far as we figured out up till now, the spirit will influence her to try and kill him after marriage.
What if we swap Jindo with one of us?
That won't work.
Go ahead.
I don't think any of us look anything like him. I don't think that would work.
Basically, after they married or whatever, hopefully we don't get to the honeymoon phase. Basically, Lafdul, hypothetically, Lafdul will be the decoy, and Himiko will lash out against Lafdul, but Lafdul will be able to defend himself, I guess, and I don't know, apprehend her, I guess. I don't know where I was going with this, actually.
Yeah, that won't work, because...
No. Hold on. I mean, Lafdul, are you going to be presenting this to them? To Jindo?
It's an idea I've been thinking about. Yeah. A decoy, basically.
They consider it, and basically they say it's a possibility, but let's, they basically say let's consider it after the actual wedding itself. The ceremony concludes.
Okay.
But they see the merit in it, or they see the possibility, I should say, that it might work.
Well, we should be on guard in case he visits tonight, and the marriage is tomorrow. So,
yeah. All right. Well, it is after 4 o'clock, so let's go ahead and figure out what the guard duty is going to be next time in the next session. And
get XP.
Yep. Get some experience points. Let's see. That is
I will survive. I will survive.
Oh yes, I have this.
I will survive.
I thought you had a burning question then, or something.
I know. I mixed up 2 songs by accident there.
Okay.
Stand alive. Stand alive.
All right.
That's enough.
Let's see. Everyone gets 250 experience points.
I'm guessing that's...
Lafdul, you get an extra 50 experience points.
Oh, is that for the harp?
Yeah.
Is that to my rogue or both?
That is to both because that was more role-playing. You didn't actually use any thief skills to get the harp, but you bluffed your way out with the harp.
How much experience was that again?
250.
250.
And that's all?
I'm checking something right now.
I don't get anything for surviving death.
I think I should get special points for peeking on for sticking my needle into this guy's ankle.
Well,
first about melee XP.
We had a long fight
Yes.
with him, and then we got him arrested. So.
Actually, Ockar, you also get an additional 80 experience points.
Oh.
What was that for?
That was for the fight against the Oni.
Okay,
that
I
wasn't
need
resolved.
another.
He was the only warrior who was fighting it directly.
I need another 115 to get to my next level.
Oh, might happen next session.
I think the system is broken. Once you get to the 0.8 many zeros 1 XP point, it doesn't change anymore.
I might drop the 0.0000001.
I've not been doing
Yes.
fractions.
I'll do that too.
Silly.
Yeah, that's stick to 1 decimal point.
There's
Well, tell that to roll 20, not to us.
Well, no, you can just drop the decimal point. Everything.
I need like 3,000 in both my class. So level. Well, 2,500 give or take.
Is anyone other than Ockar getting fighting?
We all got the shared.
We got share. It got split.
Yeah, but also
a couple
since
of us-
you didn't actually defeat the other guy yet, you're not getting experience points for him yet.
Yeah.
I paralyzed the one guy.
Well, no, that was for the one down. Yeah, that was a lot of that experience.
That was
you
the
just
one
got.
I fought and
Yeah.
almost died against.
Mm-hmm.
Since you defeated him in this session rather than last session, whereas you defeated the 2 Tengu in the last session.
Oh, they're called Tengu, are they?
Yeah.
What were the other guys called?
Oni.
They're okay. I kind of figured they were actually called Oni based on the description you gave, but
That's what Mayo Baba told us anyway.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm going to take the stream down real briefly so that I can get the server up for Stellaris, and we can start letting some people in. I'll post the joining information on Discord and over in on Patreon. And when I do all that, I'm also going to take a step away just to get some more water and everything like that. But I'll leave the thing up for people to get in and get their empires created.
Thanks for the game.
All right.
are you gonna stagger the Patreon one and the Discord one? Because I know you have like a lot of people who aren't in Patreon in the Discord.
No, I don't think that there's going to be like every single person on both of those coming in. So
fair enough.
Good luck with your extra life thingamajig.
All right. Thank you for joining me for Extra Life 2017.
No problem. Just let me boot up Stellaris.
Yeah, I think I can stick around for some Stellaris.
Yeah, it's going to be just a few minutes. I'll be moving over to the game room.
Okay.
For that.
Okay.
I might not be able to stick around in chat because my headphones will probably die at some point.
That's fine too. I mean, I don't expect everyone to go into the chat. So.
Yeah, I plan to play some videos while I play, so I'm probably not gonna be in the voice chat.
Okay. It may entirely, it may be just me, but I wanted to have it up in case other people wanted to join in. So, I'll see you guys in just a few minutes.